Greetings, nerds. I'm Lazy Universe and I'm White Nerdy, and welcome to a Lazy Universe Top 10. And with today, we're counting down my top 10 best contenders for favorite film of 2020 of this year, 2025. Now, with the best contenders list, these are films that I think were good, but overall still find flaws in them. Like, if they fixed some of their flaws, these films would be downright and outright perfect, in my opinion. And for those that aren't, they usually end up on the worst list. But I'm always like the kind of like skeptical one that thinks that like maybe some films could have been better instead of where people just say that they're outright terrible or outright garbage or trash or whatever have you. So we are going to be taking a look at my 10 picks for the films that could have been better, and if they have, they probably would have ended up on the top 10 best films of 2025 list. But even still, these are my top 10 picks for best contenders. So which ones almost measured up to the mighty 10? Well, let's find out. So be sure to grab a snack, grab a drink, and make sure to get yourself comfortable. We're probably going to be here a while. And let's enjoy the Lazy Universe Top 10 Best Contenders for Best Film of 2025. So let's begin the countdown. Get comfortable. We're going to be here a while. And let's begin the countdown. Number 10. The 2009 Wonder Woman movie was fantastic from start to finish. This film basically could have entered in the top 10, but it did not. Mainly the reason why is because, in my opinion, it kind of was not the Wonder Woman movie I was expecting. I was expecting it to be something very similar to the Gal Gadot film. But on its own, it's very different. Not saying that it's bad, different is very good, but in this case, I think that the film is definitely still flawed in despite of this. I still did like the movie, that much I'll give you, and especially how they spent time with Steve Trevor and Diana and Princess Diana, and basically trying to flush them out and trying to get people to know them better. But I still think that it still could have been better, a lot better than what was intended or what was planned, but that's why it ended up on the top at number 10, because it really could have been better. Number 9. Avengers Infinity War, you had so much promise, you shared so much with the world that you could have improved upon, and yet you did none of that. I'll admit, the big giant crossover with all our favorite superheroes, yes, that does work to its advantage, but a superhero crossover can only go so far. You spent about 10 movies or more setting up the big villain of the movie, and yet this is the final payoff for everything? Like, this was the movie that we were all waiting for? Well, if that was the case and if this was the final payoff, then we have waited for far too long, my friends. This movie is so painstakingly long to get things going, just to pick up the pace, and it takes forever. But the saving grace of this movie are the action sequences. My God, this movie has some jaw-dropping, some great fantastic moments of storytelling. The fight sequences alone make the movie worth it. But what doesn't make it worth it is the fact that you have to spend so long a time waiting for them to happen. This movie really could have been the epic that we were all been waiting for, but it's not because you had to spend so long of time waiting for something to happen. Yes, I'm aware that movies have to take their time to set something up in order to basically make a bigger impact. I get it. But still, over 2 hours was just not worth it. Number 8. Migration is an adorable movie from start to finish. This movie was nothing short of adorable, and I really did enjoy it. This is a cute, charming animated classic for a family film, and it definitely shows. But why isn't it on the top 10 list? What happened? Well, at first, you can enjoy the movie for what it is. It's an enjoyable, kid-friendly family film that's a bit it's unexpected for something, especially of Illumination. What killed it was the fact that it needed a villain. No, really, this movie did not need a villain in order to carry its impact and its story and message. If this movie had dropped the villain impact, it probably would have made it on the top 10 best films list. But because they decided it needed a villain, it does not even measure up. Which is a damn shame because again, I really did like this movie and it did surprise me by how damn good it was. But it's the unnecessary villain plot. If it had ignored the stupid unnecessary villain plot, oh yeah, definitely easy top 10 material. But really this film did not need the stupid villain plot. Number 7. The Fall Guy was an unexpected action comedy I didn't know that I wanted, but god damn it was it an enjoyable thrill ride from start to finish. I really did like Ryan Gosling, and I absolutely enjoyed his performance in this. And usually I'm not the biggest fan of Ryan Gosling, but here he excelled perfectly. But the plot of this movie is just so much broken bullshit on top of bullshit that it's an entire house of bullshit. I mean, fucking seriously. I was hoping it would be about this average, ordinary guy that stumbled across a big secret and he was the only one that could figure it out and he was the only one that was trustworthy of capable of figuring out its secret. Only to figure out it gets even worse and it gets even more fucking dumber than you could have anticipated. I mean, what the flying fuck? The Fall Guy had so much potential until it got to that grand reveal towards the end where I just called quits and I wanted nothing more to do with it. Number 6. This was a really good Death of Superman adaptation. I mean, I know that most people don't like the New 52, but this was a really damn good adaptation. I mean, they took the Death of Superman storyline and just kind of carried the ball, did its own things that it wanted to do, and for the most part, it almost excelled at it. I mean, really, when you stop and think about it, it did a lot of things right, but it also did some pretty shitty stuff too. Like Superman spending the majority of the movie going, should I marry Lois Lane? Should I marry Lois Lane? Should I marry Lois Lane? Can she really be trusted with my secret? This is the love of his life, the woman he wants to share forever with. Of course she would hide his secret with the utmost respect of her ability. And Clark not trusting his own girlfriend to be endowed with his most highest utmost secret and handle it with respect, that was the biggest middle finger. The other middle finger is how they handled Doomsday. Really? Doomsday was a killer weapon that comes from Apocalypse. Come the fuck on, movie. But still, a really damn good Superman adaptation, and I watched it more than once, but sadly, it still has its flaws, but it almost did end up on my top 10 list. Number 5. Suicide Squad Hell to Pay? Yeah, man, it's a really damn good Suicide Squad adaptation and really fantastic to watch, too. Despite the unusual story and the unusual cast of characters, they still managed to flesh it out pretty damn well, in my opinion, and really carrying on a pretty interesting Suicide Squad story. But then they decided to destroy one of the most fabulous and fantastic superheroes in all of the universe. Because they decided to fuck up Dr. Fate. Oh my fucking god, you were fucking serious with turning him into a fucking stripper, weren't you? Not only that, but they never explained the bullshit with the fucking get out of hell card, which is a Secret Six reference, but they never fucking explained what the fucking purpose of it fucking was. Which is a damn shame because, in its own, this is a damn really good Suicide Squad adaptation. Which is a fucking shame because they definitely butchered the fucking story of it. Number 4. I can't lie, man. I really did like this Fantastic Four movie. Yeah, it's definitely flawed, and yes, there were some things that it could have fixed, but I do really liked it. It took the Ultimate Fantastic Four storyline and decided to put its own little spin and unique touch on it, and for the most part, I think that it really worked in the film's favor. The cast was pretty well chosen, and some of them were pretty well handpicked, and I do like how they explain how some of the characters basically fit into this universe. It was a nice touch. And it was also awesome to have the Fantastic Four be, well, a little government secret that was been hidden underneath the stars and underneath their skies for so long. But the unnecessary stupid villain plot and how Doctor Doom became the villain of all this, yeah, I'm sorry, that's where the film basically lost me, but aside from that, it's really fucking good. So until I get to see Fantastic Four World First Steps, hopefully next year, yeah, for the most part, this was a damn good watch and a damn enjoyable Fantastic Four adaptation. Despite it being different, you're taking its own self and whatever it wanted to do differently, yeah, I still have to say, really damn good Fantastic Four. Number 3. To be fair, Megan was a surprise to me. I absolutely didn't think that I'd like this movie as much as I did, but little to my enjoyment, yeah, I absolutely enjoyed it. It's a really unique horror movie that took its own spin upon things that really made it work for the most part, and it was really damn enjoyable to watch from start to finish. However, one of the first flaws is I wish that we could have gotten a more to know Aunt Emma and also Katie as well, because I really think that they could have carried more of the film if we got to know them better. Also, this film immediately would have been better too if they explained more about Megan's programming. Why did she go against Emma? Why is she always protective of Katie, etc.? We get little next to nothing to show for it, and that's a real damn shame because it's a pretty damn good horror movie that holds up all on its own. But the flaws add up so quickly for this movie, but still, really damn enjoyable watch, and if you ever wanted a unique horror movie, then please do by all means check out Megan. Number 2. For a sequel to Aquaman, it almost was pretty damn good. But on top of everything else, it pretty much was also flawed. I love the new Jason Momoa Aquaman. He was a father, he's a king, and he's trying to do his best to take on the responsibilities of being both a dad and also the king of Atlantis. And Jason Momoa's performance actually was pretty good. I actually believe that he's a struggling person that's just trying to find his own identity within his own world that he's a part of. But the unnecessary plot that he had to team up with his brother and only to take down the evil that has come to threaten his kingdom of Atlantis, just fuck that, man. I mean, if he teamed up with Black Manta in order to figure out something bigger that was going on instead of his brother, I think that the movie would have been far more better in my opinion. But as a total and as the film handles itself, yeah, I'm sorry, but wow, did they really butcher the ending of this freaking movie. It was still damn enjoyable, I'll give you that. It was really fan-fucking-tastic. It's just the ending that was just destroyed by everything else, including the stupid villain plot. Still a damn decent film, still a damn decent ride from beginning to end, but yeah, the ending and the villain just wasn't worth it. And the number 1 best contender for favorite movie of 2025 has the honor of going to... Say whatever that you want, man. I really did enjoy Craven the Hunter. It was really much better than I actually thought it would. honestly was going to be. Especially since after the trailer, I was like, okay, and then the choice of Aaron Taylor Johnson over Carl Urban, I'm like, okay, what are we doing here? It was a really good anti-hero origin story, and it really did work to the film's benefit, and really tried to carry its own story in of itself, which was smart. But yeah, man, the way that they butchered the Rhino in this, especially the stupid plot point with him and whatnot, yeah, that's where it starts falling apart. And wow, I was not expecting this movie to be as bloody and as gory as it is, but Jesus Christ, was it an enjoyable bloody and gory mess. Craven the Hunter might not be for everybody, and I'll admit that. It may be just a film that's an acquired taste for some people, but really, I did enjoy it overall. And I really did enjoy Craven the Hunter, so overall, it doesn't surprise me that it almost made it on my top 10 best list, and it's really good to see it at number 1 of my top 10 best contenders. And that's gonna do it, guys. That is my top 10. That's my top 10 best contenders, or you might well say honorable mentions, for best movie of 2025. My best movies list is coming. It's gonna come Christmas Eve night, so it's gonna be an extra gift for you guys. I decided to do it on Christmas Eve instead of Christmas Day because it kind of be a little bit more magical to do, that type of story, that type of top 10 on that day. Excuse me. And in case you're wondering if there's any honorable mention at the end of this video, sadly, no. There were no honorable mention for other movies that could have been better than they were. However, I will be free to admit that we will be having some honorable mentions when it comes to the top 10 list. But we still have other things to do here, and especially we have one thing to kind of worry about more so than the top 10 list, as you guys are still awaiting my top 10 countdown for Christmas. I can't speak words today. As you guys are still on my watch for my 12 days of Christmas review, so it's Christmas, 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 Christmas time again. So come back here on Monday, guys, for my review of Frosty's really stupid sequel. In case you didn't hear it yesterday, yep, come back Monday, if we're gonna review Frosty Returns.